We've been kind of spoiled for the last 100 years. Our dimes are different than our quarters, which are different than our half dollars, which are different than our dollars. Everything looks different. But when we were a young country, everything looked the same. The early coinage were the bust series, a bust of liberty. Then we went to a seated liberty version, right? And then last, before President Roosevelt changed everything, in the early 1900s, we had the Barber series. The coin you don't see anymore? What was it? The dime, the quarter, or the half? Well, tonight it's the coin nobody can find. It is the dime. But look at our price. And the reason why it's the dime is kind of a logical flow. What was the silver coin that everybody used? The higher the denomination, the less frequent and the smaller the mintages, correct? So you have the Barber series, which introduced itself in 1892. Like the Morgan dollar being named after the designer, George T. Morgan, the Barber series is named after the designer of the coin, which was Barber, right? Charles E. Barber. The dime, the quarter, and the half dollar were all the same design type, which means they look the same. The size is obviously different. The coins, while they were made from Philadelphia, they were made from Denver starting in 1906. They were made in New Orleans prior to 1909, and they were made from San Francisco during the span. There are 4 different mints that created or struck the workhorse of all of our silver, ending in 1915, the coin you're seeing there. Now we're just showing you a good variety. All of our coins are hand-selected, circulated condition, which means they're going to have dates, inscriptions, all visibly legible. All the dings or the excess wear or the just bad colorization, which we all know happens on these earlier issues. They're all way over 100 years old. Again, the series ended in 1915, which means then that we have a scenario of what? 110 years of whatever came next. And what came next was the Mercury dime. What came next? Then the Roosevelt dime. And the Roosevelt dime is still in use today. So today we have them. We're calling it our 10-pack. It makes it affordable. If you want 40 coins, just get 4 10-packs. But the fun part about all of this is what? And it's kind of a staple here on America's Value Channel, AVC. That 10-pack is under $6 a coin. The lowest price coin we could find with one of our competitors was $19. It went up to the low 30s per coin for average circulated coins. So we're 1/3 the price. Wow. It's all about value. It's all about finding the stuff that's not logical. Even though in your head you look at the mintage figures, well, there should be lots of those dimes left. Well, when you look at actual usage, take out the coins in your pocket, you have fewer of the big coins, more of the smaller coins. It's just a normal, natural flow. And then here's the one thing that's the kicker that everybody usually forgets. I lived it, many of you might have as well. But when they pulled silver in 1964, they really did pull silver dimes. The half dollar was struck to 1970. 1971 was copper clad. But the dime and the quarter were pulled after 1964. So when silver goes to $50 an ounce, right? $50 an ounce in 1980, you name it, it was melted down. Dimes, quarters, half dollars, unk, circulated, proof, culls to the best. Silverware, flatware. People were just taking anything silver and saying, see ya, at $50 an ounce? Yeah. Which means even more so. What was the coin most people had? The smaller denominations. And the older the denomination, those are the ones we hold on to, right? I get asked often, what is this worth? What is this coin? Well, it's a Mercury dime. It was 1916 to 1945. I didn't even know about it. I've only seen the Roosevelts. Well, the Roosevelt was the 46th to the present, right? So if you were born after that, you might not have seen the others. And then with the pulling of silver, you definitely didn't see any of these. It's just a great opportunity. to go back in history. The end of that mono era in our history. And it's not a negative. Today we have what? We have smartphones where the computer inside of the smartphone we carry is stronger than the computers I used when I was in college in the 70s and late 70s, early 80s. Think about that, all right? So we had fax machines, we had beepers, we have cell phones, we have home computers, we have tablets. Look at the videos, look at the movies and the flow. Technology, the improvements. Well, back at this time in history, we didn't have any of that. Newspapers were sketches, very few photos, unless it was a first-hand photo. So the U.S. government made all the coins similar. That way you knew it was what was on the table for today. So again, we had the bust series, early part of the 1800s. That moved over into the seated Liberty series. Lady Liberty seated. And then in 1892, we changed the silver to the Barber series after, it's again, Lady Liberty, but designed by Charles Barber. We nicknamed the coin the Barbers, a dime, a quarter, and a half dollar. Now in 1916, the world changed. We had a Mercury dime, a different design. We had a Standing Liberty quarter, a different design. And we had the Walking Liberty half dollar, a different design. That was all the doing of Teddy Rough Rider Roosevelt, one of our early presidents of the 1900s. Guys, give me a 30-second clock, please. There's a mixture of P's, O's, D's, and S's all in this grouping. It's a great selection. There will be coins in the 1890s, i.e. they were issued from 1892 through 1915. It's a very short series. You don't see them. But at 20 bucks a piece, you might want to buy one or two. But our price tonight, a 10-pack, gives it to you at under $6 a coin. That's just something to write home about. It's a fun one. Love the series. Love the history. Again, over 100 years old. Great stuff. Give me a call.